Hi everybody, welcome to this week's video, which almost didn't happen. I've never cut it this close, but as you know, I've been sick, or at least if you follow me on social media, you know I have not been well and have posted a couple of times just from bed about, things that I'm taking to try to get better and books that I'm reading and, all of that good stuff. So I really didn't think I'd be able to put out a video on Thursday, but then something happened. Well, there's been something in the works that I've been dying to tell you, but it seems the gas has been hit. The gas pedal is floored, and so it's launching sooner than I expected. So I figured I better take enough cough suppressant to get through this so that I can share with you the big news of what's coming. As you know, I am a retired journalist of 28 years. The one thing that I loved about being a broadcast journalist, well, actually two things. I loved covering breaking news stories.
That breaking news coming to us from Southwest Houston. We have word of a bad accident on 59, the Southwest Freeway.
Just above Gessner. Let's
Who
take
are
a look
these kids?
down on the scene.
Babies.
You can see that there is what appears to be.
That was my first day at KPRC2, and the news director said, throw that new guy in the helicopter and have Dominique toss out to him. You know how nervous I was?
Well, just being in the chopper alone.
Time flies, Dominique.
What year was that?
2003.
Look at that. That's when we met, when you started here.
That's right.
And we've come full circle.
Full circle.
And this is my last 10 o'clock with you.
The signature broadcast of our TV station. You sit at the chair that you worked really hard to get to.
I know.
And now it's the last one. There you go.
And so I thank you all. It's been an amazing ride.
The other thing that I loved about my former line of work was interviewing. I love to ask questions. It is my innate curiosity to learn from others and to seek wisdom from others. And I really, really love asking pertinent questions that can either improve my life or those who are watching. So when you put all of that together and you take the fact that I was in that business and I'm now in this line of work, and I thought, how can I merge, what it is that I have practiced and curated for a long time, for a majority of my life, and bring that into this new sector of my life, and to be essentially the curator of my own content, which, as you know, in this space, I am in the midlife lane. I call it living in our prime. It's something that I have said many, many years ago, because I truly believe that once you sort of round the corner into midlife, you really get in touch with who you are, what you are. You're having to figure out so many things. I mean, think about it. We're in the sandwich generation. We're raising children who are moving out of the house, allegedly. We are caring for our parents and having to manage that as they live longer. We are going through an enormous amount of transition during this time. Many of us wind up making and going through relationship changes as we examine those, and are they serving us? Many of us go through career changes or have to enter or re-enter the workforce. We are dealing with our hormones. We are dealing with physical changes that are going on in our bodies and trying to get that aligned and get that working for us. There's so much that's taking place in this space of our lives that I figured there are so many topics that really need to be flushed out. And what a better way to do that than by launching a podcast. And so that's what's going on Monday. Monday, you are going to be able to listen to and watch Over 50 and Flourishing with Dominique Sachse. And I am so thrilled to finally be able to bring this to you. It has been in here for years. It has been in motion, I'd say, for about 6 months. I've already shot 2 episodes, one about a month ago. That's the one that's going to air on Monday. And then another one I shot toward the end of last year. So my hair is short and brown, so don't get confused. But I know y'all are used to that. Anyway, if you're listening, where you normally listen to podcasts, obviously that won't matter. But I will also post the video format on YouTube, which means now there will be 2 videos a week. The podcast that is going to air on Monday And we're going to keep it at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time since you guys are accustomed to that time when my videos normally come out. But let me kind of walk you through. I've made some changes here in the apartment. I'm shooting the podcast here in the apartment and kind of break down how it's going to work. So instead of converting my entire living room space into a podcast set, I decided to give it and myself a break and take advantage of this nice corner of the apartment. It really has the best view, and I'm trying to make a cozy little nook out of it. So it's not complete yet. The rug is in. I've ordered 2 kind of a sage green colored chair, and they're bigger and more comfortable, and they will then flank this table, and my mics will mount onto that table. So I think it's just going to be a cozier, more intimate setting to be able to interview somebody and, of course, not have to break my living room apart every time I shoot an episode. The chairs may not get here for a few weeks, and if that's the case, then I will just grab 2 dining room chairs and pull them over and make do in the interim, but that is the plan so far. And the reason for the change in location, I actually shot my first episode here in the living room and took advantage of the large chair and kind of the corner of that couch, and you can see some of the photos and video of the setup. It was fine. I just wasn't a fan of the guest shot having the kitchen in the back room. It just seemed a little sterile to me. Create a set and then break it down, and it was a lot of work, but at least we got the first episode shot here. That's going to be with my friend Peter Remington, who is an amazing life coach. I can't wait for you to meet him. I'm telling you, you will leave that first episode feeling so inspired. He's got a wonderful game plan for setting intentions and a basic outlook on life. So I'm thrilled to be able to start with a dear friend of mine. And you may be wondering what happened to your office. Well, looky here. It managed to fit in my bedroom. So I just moved things around, and actually it became another set to be able to film with this kind of background. So anyway, it all worked out for the best. I'm just super excited about launching this on Monday, and I can't wait for you to be a part of the journey. And oh, by the way, did I tell you that Oscar absolutely adores this rug too? He thinks it's his bed, so he might show up in the podcast. You never know. Anyway, as you can clearly tell, I am so excited to bring in thinkers and innovators who are in this space, who are in the place of helping and wanting us to live the most fulfilling, purposeful, intent-driven lives in every area of our lives. Beauty, health, wellness, finances, relationships, friendships, everything. And by the way, it is so important that you weigh in on what it is that you want me to cover. So in the comment section, I'm really going to encourage you to throw out some ideas. What are you looking for? Who do you want me to connect with to be able to present to you maybe something that you're needing in this particular chapter of your life? So I would love to hear your thoughts on the type of content that you would love to have. I just believe that it is important that we flourish in this time of our lives. A lot of us feel a sense of, it's as if we feel the second half is not going to be as good as the first half, that we're already feeling a sense of loss of beauty, loss of energy, loss of vitality, loss of children, loss of relationships. And yes, there are transitions, but it's not necessarily a loss, it's a new chapter. And I want us, and I really encourage us to embrace this new chapter, because even though a season may have changed, it doesn't mean that the next season can't be better and more beautiful or different. So we need to be open. We need to keep our minds, our hearts, our spirit, our connection to God, everything open for what it is that's to come our way. I'm of the belief that I don't want to sit on the sidelines of life. I want to be in the game. I want to be the quarterback that throws the Hail Mary, or the receiver who catches the Hail Mary, who has that amazing experience of getting out there, taking risks, doing something bold, doing something powerful and courageous, and feeling the hit of that touchdown, of that just awesomeness of taking a little bit of bold risk-taking in our lives. So I'm going to encourage us to do that. I'm going to bring in people who are going to maybe get you thinking a certain way, inspire you in different ways, so that you can attack and approach life in the very same way. Why? Because just like I wrote in my book, you are your most valuable investment. I want you to believe it. You're going to hear it over and over and over again, how important you are and how much you matter and what you can do to take care of you. So when will you be able to get the show? Well, you'll be able to listen before you watch. Every Monday, we'll hit publish on the audio version at 12 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so it'll be pushed out to platforms by about 3 to 5 a.m. Eastern Time. It always pushes out to people who are subscribed faster than to those who just search for it. I encourage you to subscribe now by clicking the link in the description below. The first episode launches Monday, May 1st, and you can even watch it right here on YouTube, same day at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Can't wait for you to listen, rate, review, watch, and subscribe. Thank you in advance for all your continued support. Here's to over 50 and flourishing.